Hey everyone, this is Liz, and we are here today for Chapter 5 of Universal Secrets of Telecosmic Power by Anthony Norvell. I just had a soda, so I might be bubbly. I want to remind you that my new book, The Light Within, is coming out soon, maybe in January. I'm so excited. And my coaching and energy healing is open. Love you guys very much. Here we go with Chapter 4. How to master fate and control your destiny through telecosmic projections. Your future destiny is under your direct control. You can shape your stream of consciousness by using telecosmic projections to the cosmic mind that rules the universe and bring everything into existence that you put into your higher consciousness. Do you need more money for some specific purpose? Do you require a physical healing of a sick body? Would you like to have greater love and marriage happiness? Are you struggling to find your right work, a bigger income than you now have? Do you long for fame, fortune, new adventures in living? You can have this and more. That's me, just having fun. All these things and much more, oh, he said it, can be yours when you once learn how to invoke the cosmic law of telecosmograph projection. Let us see how this higher power works in the realm of nature. Everything in the cosmos issues from a cosmic matrix, in which the exact image of everything in creation is formed through invisible pulsations of cosmic energy. What Einstein in his last works at Princeton before his death labeled cosmic spirit. These pinpoints of spiritual energy, when they cross each other, manifest in the visible universe as physical phenomena or matter. They form trees, flowers, rock formations, water, birds, insects, animals, and in the highest vibratory form of creative energy, man himself, with all his vast armamentarium, that's a word, of cosmic powers. And of course, remember that often back in the day, they said man when they mean man and women, Herman, Mammon, Zim, Zerb, everybody. So please read man in terms of whoever you are. No offense intended. The telecosmographs for all creation are in the cosmic memory bank of God. The creative forms or telecosmographs for all creation lie in the hidden, invisible universe in what might be called the cosmic memory bank of God. A spiritual command sends the atoms of time and space hurtling from the womb of time into crystallized forms that give us everything we need to fulfill our destinies as human beings. The first creative command in the Bible is given in the first chapter of Genesis, verses 1 through 3. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The creative command, "Let there be light," is analogous to your mental commands, to your subconscious mind, to release the light of infinite intelligence, to shape and mold your destiny. Your subconscious mind contains the spiritual form or cosmic matrix for everything you will ever need in your life to give you perfect living. To invoke this higher power, you must release the cosmic images or pictures, which we call telecosmographs, in the science of telecosmic power. Later in the first chapter of Genesis, this creative power began to manifest in human form, after God's creative commands brought forth living creatures after his kind. Verses 26 and 27 give this law of the cosmic matrix in which man is created. And God said, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image, and the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. I have lots of thoughts about who God is in the Old Testament, but that's not for this right here, right now. Then the cosmic intelligence we call God issued 5 stupendous cosmic telecosmograms in verbs of dynamic action, which we may use when we want to invoke the same creative power that God himself used in verses 28 and 29. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, and you shall it be for meat. Okay, so that's mistyped, but sorry about that. To a student of cosmic philosophy, these above creative commands set the magnificent stage for the evolvement of all forms of creation. In the seed or cosmic matrix, God has placed everything that man shall require for his triumphant journey through time and space. The 5 creative commands, which are really telecosmograms, given in verse 28 are to fructify, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, to dominate or have dominion over all. The seed is the mental picture that we put into the cosmic matrix to project to the outer world. This seed possesses within its dreamlike substance the telecosmograph or picture of what it is to create through the invisible cosmic protoplasm that makes up all creation. This is the first law, to fructify or to be fruitful. Man's mind is a creative channel through which he shapes the world of his choice. When you duplicate this cosmic process of creation, you can plant the seedlings of reality in your subconscious mind and let the light of cosmic intelligence nourish them as the physical sun gives life to the seeds that are planted in the womb of the earth. How telecosmographs work to create your destiny. To understand fully how this mystical, creative cosmic mind works to project your telecosmographs to the outer world of reality, visualize a motion picture projector being like your physical brain. Running through the projector is film upon which are printed photographs. Your mind is analogous to the film. You have imprinted telecosmographs, pictures of the events you want to be projected to the outer world as your destiny. These will externalize as the events in your life. The light that will project these telecosmographs to the screen of the outer world is the cosmic intelligence, which we call God. This light, working through your subconscious mind, is created by the intensity of your desires for successful living. How one man got $5,000 in 1 month through the projection of telecosmographs for money. A member of our lecture work in San Diego, California, wanted the sum of $10,000. He began to invoke the telecosmographs of all the things he and his wife could do with that money. I told him to write out a check made out to himself for the sum of $10,000. He was to sign the check God, the universal banker. Then every morning when he arose and every night when he retired, he was to look at this check drawn on the cosmic bank. He was mentally to project the telecosmographs of the things he wanted to buy, the trips he would take, the future car, the house he would like to own. This $10,000 was to be a kind of down payment on all the things he desired, with more to come when he had expanded his consciousness to bigger sums. I say choose big sums, guys. After projecting the telecosmogram I desire with the telecosmographs of the things he wanted for only a few days, he began to receive money from unexpected sources such as $50, $100. These he faithfully wrote down on the back of his check, constantly projecting the full amount. Within 1 month, he had his full $5,000. Then he showed me his cosmic bookkeeping on the back of his check, showing how the money had come to him inexorably and mysteriously until half of it was attained. I left San Diego then, but I'm certain that he got the other $5,000 exactly as he did the first, by projecting his telecosmographs daily. This brings up a point that sometimes you don't get quite the exact amount, you maybe get a little less, but it's better than getting nothing. So if you aim high, you get maybe that high or a little bit less. If you aim low, you'll get that low or a little less. So I say, don't worry about that. You know how he did get his money? And I want to talk about when Norvell talks about the intensity of your desires for successful living. I do find that if you're way overexcited, like I did a video on this, if you're way overexcited and you're like over the moon happy, that may be telling your subconscious mind that, wow, this doesn't happen very often. I must be ecstatic. And so your subconscious mind makes sure to be sure that that doesn't happen to you very much. So I would say, be happy for sure, but don't be over the moon blissful, because you want to make sure this is normal for me. This happens all the time. This is great. Does that make sense? This man's wife also had an amazing demonstration of how telecosmic power works through telecosmographs. She had for some years been collecting beautiful Indian jewelry until she had quite a valuable collection. Then, when she learned in our classes about how to project telecosmographs for things she wanted, She began to project the picture of herself owning a small jewelry store that featured Indian jewelry made of silver and turquoise. 2 weeks after she began her telecosmographic projections, a reporter from San Diego newspaper heard from a friend about her collection of Indian jewelry and interviewed her with photographs of her most outstanding pieces of jewelry. This appeared in the local papers. A few days later, this woman received a letter from another person who had seen the interview in the paper. She owned a jewelry store that specialized in Indian art and offered to sell it to her with nothing down, with small monthly payments. This woman moved into the jewelry business, displaying her fine collection and cashing in on the publicity she had received. She ascribed this miracle to telecosmic power. Dun, dun, dun. How you may use telecosmographs to control your destiny and shape your future life. Use the keywords I fructify and see your mind as the cosmic matrix in which you plant the seed you want to grow in your garden of destiny. I chuckle because saying I fructify doesn't work for me. I just can't say it. I fructify. If it resonates with you, by all means, it makes me chuckle. Using the following telecosmograph, visualize the golden sun shining earthward, sending its creative life energy to you and your mind and body. Every time you are aware of sunshine, your subconscious mind will be triggered with the following telecosmogram. I fructify. I now plant the seedlings of reality in my subconscious mind to mature the rich harvest of abundance in my garden of destiny. The telecosmograph of the golden sun now triggers in the matrix of my subconscious mind the reality of $10,000. You may trigger as big a sum as you have faith in, but you can start with smaller sums at first, and so you have faith in the telecosmic power to manifest as much as you need. All right, I'm going to talk about that for a second. I usually tell clients to aim really, really big, but if they start to get frustrated with that or feeling a little bit down about that, I do agree with this technique. You can switch to moving from smaller sums to larger sums for sure. It's a pathway. You can choose either the path that Norvell suggests, or you could just go big and just wait and wait, and it will happen. But if you get discouraged along the way, you may be counterproductive. I'm going to continue his statement. I now project the things that I shall do with the money I desire. As the golden sun gives creative life to earth, causing it to bloom with every good and precious gift for my use and enjoyment, so too, in this moment, the spiritual sun of creative inspiration and life will manifest for me the things I desire to give me perfect living on every plane of consciousness. 2. Now use the second telecosmogram to project into the matrix of your subconscious mind the pictures of the things you desire. I multiply. Project the following telecosmographs. I multiply. Now my subconscious mind will be triggered to release to me every idea that can increase and multiply my good. I'm aware that the golden sun releases a multiplicity of treasures for earth dwellers to use and enjoy, and I now claim my cosmic heritage of money, possessions, houses, lands, jewels, stocks, cryptocurrency, automobiles, household furnishings, silver, gold, and other riches that will bless my life with plenty. If you feel that you're not receiving enough of the good things in life, and you suffer from any form of mental, physical, or material impoverishment, invoke the third telecosmograph. I replenish. In my mental matrix, I now plant the seed of joy, and my happiness is daily replenished by joyous experiences. I plant the mental seed of love in my cosmic matrix, and I become loving, and I attract loving experiences. I now put into my mental matrix the quality of beauty, and I discover everything lovely that exists in the universe. The mantle of beauty now cloaks all life's harsh experiences, and I become a magnet, attracting beautiful objects, beautiful experiences, and people who possess beautiful souls. A young woman who came to my lectures in New York felt she was less than beautiful, and it was the regret of her life that she could not be as beautiful as Elizabeth Taylor. I pointed out to her that she could flash telecosmographs of eternal loveliness to her subconscious mind, and it would fashion her features and her expression in the mold of loveliness. I also told her I had met some of the most so-called beautiful women in the world, and actually they did not possess beautiful features. The Duchess of Windsor, who took a king off a throne, was not a raving beauty. I spent an evening with her and the Duke of Windsor at the Balkan Grill in Vienna, and found that the Duchess was rather plain of features and did not have a perfect figure. but the light that shone through her face made her charming. This was the magnetism that caused her to be a scintillating personality. Oh, good, there's hope for me. On Aristotle Onassis' yacht, Christina in the harbor of Piraeus, I once met 3 very beautiful women who were reputed beauties, and found that these 3 women had an inner spiritual radiance that transcended their physical bodies. The 3 were Greta Garbo, Elizabeth Taylor, and Maria Callas, the noted opera star. I had given Elizabeth Taylor my famous magic circle when she was 14 years old at the MGM studios in Hollywood. And despite the fact that her face is not perfectly balanced and her features are rather irregular, she has developed an inner quality of beauty that overcomes physical dimensions. Garbo, who I'd met many years before in Hollywood, and who also possesses this inner sense of soul beauty, had not been considered a raving beauty by artists, for her mouth is too large, her nose is irregular, and her eyes are too small. But the quality that made Greta Garbo one of the screen's greatest beauties is something above and beyond the physical form. It is an inner spiritual light, an image of beauty that radiates from her soul and gives the illusion of great beauty on the screen. Maria Callas, who once weighed 200 pounds, would not ordinarily be called a beautiful woman. But all those who have ever heard her glorious voice in opera or concert must admit that she has a commanding presence and a majestic magic circle that projects in her golden voice and enchants the senses of all those who see and hear her. Yes, you can project telecosmographs of beauty, I told a certain young woman who had a social problem, and they will transform your physical self, giving you inner beauty. This young lady began to program her subconscious mind with everything beautiful she could think and see. Using the keywords I replenish, she deliberately set out to search for beauty as a lapidary searches for precious gems. She used the telecosmographs given above for beauty. She listened to beautiful music and visualized long-stemmed roses swaying in a beautiful garden to the whispering of the wind. When she walked, she duplicated the graceful rhythm of undulating trees that seemed to be dancing to cosmic music. She triggered her subconscious mind to make her facial expressions joyous and uplifted, as though she had a beautiful secret that caused her face to be perpetually uplifted in a radiant smile. She duplicated the most beautiful sounds in classical music, and she tried to capture the rhythm and cadence of muted violins and the murmur of distant harps. She soon was able to lower her voice to a magnetic pitch that made people hang on to her every word with bated breath. This young lady with plain features soon radiated a magical quality in her face and voice that gave the illusion of great beauty. She met a handsome young architect at a party one night who was enchanted by her presence. They were married and now have a beautiful family and are supremely happy. 4, you can use another cosmic symbol to help you trigger your subconscious mind and give you power to control your destiny and achieve perfect living. The silvery moon is a perfect symbol to flash telecosmographs to your higher mind. Think of the moon as a secondary planet in our solar system that releases magnetism and causes the tides to ebb and flow. As it circles around the earth and around the sun, this lesser body reflects the light of the sun and sails majestically and serenely through the firmament, adding beauty and romance to the long night. The moon can flash to your subconscious mind the telecosmographs of magnetic power, of inner peace and serenity, of romantic heart and soul yearnings for true love. To trigger your subconscious mind with the symbol of the moon, use the 4th telecosmogram found in the Bible, to subdue. This relates to the acculturation process by which we are able to subdue the animal nature of greed, selfishness, lust, hate, jealousy, domination, and licentiousness. Magnetism flows through your higher mind centers when you control your physical nature and rise into the realm of intellect and spirit. To program telecosmograms that fit your every need, sit quietly and concentrate the power of your mind on control and conquest of yourself. Hold a pose quietly for a few moments and feel a sense of surging power within. Project the following telecosmograms. I subdue. I now project to my subconscious mind the serenity, peace, poise, and power represented by the lambent, lovely full moon. In its magnetic orbit, I now revolve. I attract people who gravitate around me with friendship and warmth. I am the recipient of divine bounties in which my mental magnetism attracts all the good things of life. I magnetize my heart and soul with the eternal romantic image of divine love in which I am fulfilled, joyous, and complete. To overcome anger and annoyance. To overcome anger or annoyance when someone says or does something that upsets your inner poise, quickly flash the telecosmograph of a full silvery moon and repeat 5 or 10 times the keywords I subdue. You will automatically be put into a peaceful state of mind where your temper will be controlled and you will feel peaceful and serene. To conquer feelings of inferiority. To conquer feelings of inferiority in any social situation where you may feel awkward or inadequate, quickly flash the telecosmograph of the full silvery moon and then try to reflect its aloofness and serenity while you say the keywords I subdue several times. You will then be able to subdue your feelings of inadequacy, and the magnetic pull of the moon will give your subconscious mind the uplift it needs to cause you to rise above feelings of inferiority and inadequacy. Reading is not for the faint-hearted, let me tell you. To become more patient with people. If you become impatient with some person who rubs you the wrong way, or someone in your family who constantly irritates you with their domination, their criticism, or other negative habits, quickly say the keywords I subdue several times to yourself and flash the telecosmograph of the full silvery moon to your higher mind centers. You will instantly trigger reactions of patience, harmony, and love within your mind, and the person will no longer have the power to disturb you. To release creative or artistic power. If you wish to create something beautiful, such as art, music, poetry, literature, or to invent some object, or get an idea for a new business project, flash the keywords I subdue to your subconscious mind and the telecosmograph of the full moon. It will trigger the creative magnetism that lies within your subconscious mind, making you a receptive channel for great ideas. To use the 5th telecosmogram from the Bible that can help you achieve conquest of life and control your destiny, say the words I dominate and flash the telecosmographs to your subconscious mind represented by the blue skies above or the falling rain. Each time the sun is shining and the sky is blue, you will receive the subconscious stimulus. That is the words that are the words that follow. I can overcome every situation in life. I was born to rule and dominate the elements of nature. I can exercise my mental power over every situation in my life and master it. The control of my destiny is within my own hands. To master moodiness and depression. Each time it rains and you are inclined to feel moody or depressed, flash the keywords I dominate to your subconscious mind, and the rain becomes the telecosmograph that says to your subconscious mind, as rain is essential to the earth's growth, so too the minor problems and challenges of life are needed to give spiritual growth to man's soul. As the gentle rains cleanse the earth of all its gross and carnal forces, so too you will transmute all earth's negative forces of lack and limitation into the glittering harvest of riches and abundance, blessing all mankind. Let the falling rain flash to your subconscious mind the telecosmographs of happiness and fertility. Your mental seeds have been planted in the garden of destiny, and now they are being given the mental inspiration and stimulus that will cause them to bloom in verdant crops of joy, love, friendship, treasures, health, and abundance of every kind. Similarly, you can use symbols all around you to trigger subconscious reactions and bring you instant results. For instance, when you drive through the country and see beautiful homes, let each home be a telecosmograph sent to your subconscious mind, which flashes the message. Happiness begins in the home. I now release the subconscious power that will guide me to the purchase of my own home, where I shall find eternal peace and serenity. You can use that too to enjoy your home more, repair your home, make it beautiful, or rent the most beautiful place. Every time you enter through a door, let it become a telecosmograph to your subconscious mind, reminding you of the broader expansion of consciousness, which you may achieve when you trigger subconscious reaction with the keywords I enter. You enter into great new experiences every time you go out of a door to the outer world. In the morning, when you exit to go to your place of business, Let it flash into your subconscious mind the telecosmograph of new experiences, better business prospects, more money from unexpected sources, greater sales for the day, and happier experiences with your coworkers. A real estate salesman I once knew in California who studied with me used the telecosmograph system to flash a perpetual message to his subconscious mind that every time he saw a door or a house, he would be programmed to give the best sales talk of his life to his next client. Within 1 month, he was selling double the number of houses that other salesmen sold. A young lady in Long Beach, California, who learned how to use telecosmic power, told me there were no opportunities for her in that city, where there were many, many elderly retired people. I told her to use the symbol of the door to trigger the subconscious message. I exit from this city of limitation and enter into the broader expanses of the world, where I shall attract my greater destiny. Within 2 weeks, this lady received an offer to go to San Francisco as a representative for a firm handling home products. She made the move and found the broader field of experience that she craved, made more money, and was happier than she had been in her former limited domain. A young man overcame suicidal tendencies. A young man whom I met on a plane going to Athens, Greece, told me that he was periodically depressed and often thought of ending it all. He had just broken off with his girlfriend, to whom he had been engaged to be married, when she fell in love with another young man. I gave him this system of telecosmic power to help relieve him of depression and moodiness. He especially hated the rain and was going back to his home country, Greece, where the sun shines almost the year round. I told him how to flash telecosmographs using the sun and even the rain for his complete healing. He was to visualize the sun as giving him life and energy and dissolving his problems. And when he saw rain, he was to flash the keywords, I grow, I evolve. He kept in touch with me after reaching Athens, and he told me he had improved within 1 week. In his village, where he went for a visit, he met a beautiful young lady, and he believed he could love her and marry her. Truly, the romantic sun quickly rose on his new mental horizons. That ends the chapter, but I also want to add that I've never been suicidal per se, but I've had a number of years in my life when I haven't had a will to live. And I just want to tell you honestly that this kind of work, whether it's Anthony Norvell or any other mental science or new thought mindset work, has saved my life. And I really now truly have a desire to live and share and grow and do and have so much fun. Anyway, love you guys. I will talk to you soon.